generally associated with comedy. So how did you decide to do a stand-up comedy act?
So the funny thing is that, yes, you're absolutely right. The 300 plus films I've done in across 11 languages. 90%, 99% are negative or intense roles. And a very, very small percentage. I would say maximum I would have done about maybe 10 films in which I've, over the last 32 years, I would have acted in comedy. So I was very, very happy when Vikas Behel offered me Sunflower a few years back. And then I enjoyed doing it. And then it also worked. And then when the second part happened, I was chatting with my very dear friend Raman Quatra in Delhi. Raman said, "Okay, तू क्यों नहीं करता? हमें हंसाता रहता है. करना stand-up comedy." तो मैंने कहा करते हैं. So the seed was set by sunflower. So it's the seed of sunflower which is flowering right now as Sit Down Ashish. And that's how I said that let me just get down and write my anecdotes, write instances from my life. And that's how Sit Down Ashish was born.
So do you think that your life has enough instances of humor to make a...
Enough and more. Yeah, at this point, we just did the trial show and was very well received. And I have a lot more material than that, and now we're kind of making it even more concise and precise so that it's 1 hour. So I got a lot of material. I think life has been very, very generous and funny with me. And I have this ability to laugh at things as they happen to me. And so when I got down to, in any case, Deepa, I have been joking about my life with people. This is what happened, and then this happened. And then I love to observe people. So what I've done is, how this entire show is my life. So I am not speaking about anybody else. I'm sharing instances in my life and looking at the irony of it. And that's right from my childhood in Delhi to where I have reached today. And as I was capturing the anecdotes, as I was writing it down, I got a sense that I'm feeling so much more lighter about my life. Because I could see that a whole lot of things that you get very serious about, can they be done in a lighter way? In any case, I've been following stand-up comedy for a while. And I crack up my friends with my jokes, and I pull their leg and have a few jokes even on myself. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be cracking jokes with the audience and the jokes on me.
The industry is can be kind of sometimes a dispiriting kind of place, dark space. So do you find that in the natural course of things, you tend to look at things
in a dark way,
in a funny way?
Yeah, you're actually right. It's also a way of dealing with things, because why just this industry? Any place, real life sometimes sucks. And if you're not able to take it lightly, then it becomes heavy. And then it weighs you down. So over the years, I do many things. I keep myself engaged in many different things. And what has happened is that I don't allow things to sink in. When they sink in and you get to it, and that's when it gets you. I really enjoy things as happenings. It's like I'm viewing it and it's happening to me, and then I move to the next thing, and then that, and then that. So it allows me to be agile. I am, in any case, a very restless person, and I see a lot of humor around me. I see how people behave. I see how people have their idiosyncrasies, and I also have a laugh at mine. How I behave towards things, and I have this capacity to have a laugh at myself. So it's this entire process of writing it down and even forming it it's been therapeutic for me because I've been used to a lot of intense performances. All right, so even my theatre, last theatre thing there, Shankar Gita, it was very intense. But this is Hajar fun. I'm telling a few stories, stories of life. In fact, we are calling it 50 plus stand-up. So in an environment which is filled with young people doing some great comedy and with some flowery things and stuff like that, I have done some storytelling which is funny without the use of any abuse or anything else which is an easy draw for laughter.
And have you been, even apart from the show, have you been writing like a journal or something?
How much I would have loved to write. In fact, no, I don't write. So I speak out and then it's captured somewhere. So there are these thoughts that I have to write books. It's been a while. So no, so I don't end up writing. I do end up writing a few articles on LinkedIn. And they are thoughts which I kind of put together. But I do not have the habit of sitting down and writing. But I do think a lot, and therefore nowadays, over the last few years, whatever that I think of, whatever I see, I observe, I immediately pick up the phone and I make a voice note. And so we have to find ways to express ourselves. And many of us have many shortcomings, and I have a shortcoming. I don't like to sit and write, so I have found ways to not write and yet write.
So, who was your sounding board when you were writing this? Because once you write, you want to test the jokes out.
Yeah.
Is it funny? Is it not? So,
is it funny or not? Yeah. So it's my team. There is my dear young theatre friend Sonu Anand. He and then my absolute priceless workmate Divya Sane, and she and I, we work together at Avid Minor. So we curate content together, Divya and I. And so it's a long-standing joke that in our company, that when I go and do my motivation talks, I get very serious at times. And Divya, just before the event, will send a note saying that keep it light. So over the years, I've seen that even the point that I wish to make as a motivational speaker, it is even more effective when it's given lightly. So I've been working on myself as to how do I communicate beautifully. So Sonu and Divya, it started off with, and now I met a very interesting set of people, because I discovered that earlier, after having spoken with my friend Raman, I said that let me do it. So I wrote something and then went and booked a hall, which was Veda Kunba Theatre. And later on they said, what, stand-up comedy happens somewhere else. So I said, I saw the hall and I booked it, and then a very interesting person came into my life, a gentleman by the name of Mobin Tisekar. And he's in the business of comedy. And so for the last 10 days, 15 days, he's been educating me as to what happens in the comedy thing, what is the methodology of that. I never knew that there was this mic which you can just clutch, that stand which can go up and down. I didn't know. I thought there would be a mic stand like this. So things as basic as that I was not aware of. But Deepa, I have this penchant to learn. I have this penchant to push the limits of what I've ever done. So I'm a winning learner, and my surname is a precursor to that, thanks to my father.
So the motivational talks that you do,
Yeah.
When did that start, and where do you give these talks?
So I think about 12, 13 years back it started. And since then I've spoken to thousands of organizations all over the world. So I travel and I work with organizations, and I speak to the board of directors. I would right from there down till the sales force. So in my room there could be 8 people that I'm doing a talk with, or there could be 500 people that I'm talking to. And what I do is that I allow people to see the value of life itself. My essential take on life itself is that let's have hope. Because when we have hope, then we really want to do something amazing each day. And that's something done. So I'm a winning learner, and my surname is a precursor to that, thanks to my father.
So the motivational talks that you do,
Yeah.
when did that start and where do you give these talks?
So I think about 12, 13 years back it started. And since then I've spoken to thousands of organizations all over the world. So I travel and I work with organizations, and I speak to the board of directors. I would right from there down till the sales force. So in my room there could be 8 people that I'm doing a talk with, or there could be 500 people that I'm talking to. And what I do is that I allow people to see the value of life itself. My essential take on life itself is that let's have hope. Because when we have hope, then we really want to do something amazing each day. And that's something which acts as the wind beneath my sail, and that's what I share with people. And what's interesting about our company, Avid Miner, is that each of these talks is curated. So it's not that one talk goes everywhere. It is specific to that company, specific to that specific event of theirs. So again, there is no sameness. There is a change. Like tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I'm going off to Daman to speak to a group of people. So that talk is very different from what happened 4 days back. Even though they may seem two corporate talks, but they're entirely different. Their ask is different. What I wish to create there is different. So it's very invigorating, because it has allowed me to explore ways beyond of expressing myself other than just acting. And it's funny that after so many years, I'm finding another way of doing theatre, but this is just with one mic and me and the audience, and I tell you, what an evening it was. The first trial show, wow, I'm looking forward to the show on the 31st.
So your work in theatre in Mumbai, at least, I think you started with Darshan Ki Diary.
Yeah. So I started years back as I came in from Delhi. The first thing that I did was something called The Birth of the Jongleur. It's a piece by Dario Fo, and I performed. In fact, I would be one of the first actors who performed in between the shows at Prithvi, what was then I think called the Platform Theatre. So in between shows, Sanjana had given opportunity to few actors, and I was one of them who got to perform. So I performed The Birth of the Jongleur there. So it was a single actor play, and in between the 6 o'clock, and then the 6 o'clock show ends, the 9 o'clock to begin. In between that, we would get an opportunity. And thereafter, Nadiraji gave me the opportunity to play the Ashankar. And that has gone on now for nearly 25 years. I've been performing the Ashankar Ki Diary. And so, by nature of the other work that I do, the films that I do, and the motivational work that I do not find myself in a position to strap myself down and do theatre. As if it's 4 people, 5 people, in rehearsals and doing that. That doesn't work for me. But I love theatre. So I notice that I find ways to express myself. And I choose forms in which I'm only singularly involved. And that's, again, I think one of the reasons that DOWN ASHISH came into being.
So let's talk a little bit about your theatre journey. I mean, how did you get interested in theatre? How did you progress? How did you?
So, Deepa, I'm from Delhi, and I studied at the very interesting first school of mine called Shiv Niketan. And my principal was Mrs. Elizabeth Gauba. She's a very interesting person. She actually believed in the kindergarten way of teaching. So, questions need not be answered just by writing. They could be enacted, they could be painted, they could be sung. Okay. And so I found a lot of expression at Shiv Niketan. And then post 5th I came into a regular school, which was Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. And I was a abysmal disaster as far as the examination thing was concerned. So I have one of the jokes on my show. It says that it is not that I was not good in studies. I was not good at writing answers. So पढ़ाई में अच्छा था, लिखाई में ठीक नहीं था. तो So that issue was there. But I know that I used to be looking forward to the house functions and the year-end annual performances. And then Ma Baba, I think, saw something, my interest in. They put me in the first of the children's workshop started by the National School of Drama. And Mrs. Sushma Seth was my first teacher. And I did Raja Mange Pasina under her direction. Next year I did Phantom, directed by Mr. Pankaj Saxena. And thereafter, college happened, and once college happened, that's when I was very clear that I wanted to do theatre. And that's when I joined a group called Sambhav. And Sambhav was a very interesting group in Delhi. It was run by seniors from the National School of Drama who were very upset with the kind of theatre that was happening close by in a place called Sapru House. So Sapru House, there were some vulgar Punjabi plays which used to draw huge crowds. And Sri Ram Center, nobody, very few people came for Hindi. So Sambhav as a group decided that every month they will come up with a new play, every month. And that's what started, like, to inject good, give people a choice. So I was lucky to be part of Sambhav. Thereafter, college happened, and then National School of Drama happened, and then after that, I had the absolute opportunity to collaborate with N.K. Sharma and Act One Theatre, and I did about a year and a half some interesting plays, and that was the time when Act One blossomed, and I blossomed along with Act One. That happened, and right after that, in '92, I moved to Mumbai, and the only person I've done theatre here with has been Ekjut and Nadiraji. I'm very, very grateful that Ekjut has been my family, has been a group with which I've grown through thick and thin, and eternally grateful that in this entire space of commercial mainstream cinema which I was doing, that was one sort of an oasis where we would discuss scripts and come and try and do it. I just did one play. That's the only thing that I'm good. But I've done hundreds of shows. We have lost the count of the Daya Shankar Ki Diary. All over the world we have traveled with it. So very, very grateful to Nadiraji for giving me that opportunity.
How did you connect with Nadiraji?
So Nadiraji, Nadiraji's father and Baba, my father, were very good friends. So they knew each other. But it's a funny thing. I really don't know how Nadiraji called me. But I do recall it would have been sometime in 97 or something, 97, 98. Something around that. She gave me a call saying that I've written a play, would you like to do it? And then when we met, I said, my father and your father. She says, yeah, I know that, of course I know that. So she called me possibly just as an actor, she may have seen. I never actually asked her why she called me. Nadiraji, if you're sun rahi hai, to please do let me know why you called me for Daya Shankar in the first place.
So you didn't think that you wanted to train in theatre like in a formal way?
Well, I studied at the National School of Drama. I think I missed in between. So right after college, in Hindu College, 87 to 90, I studied at the
that's what I thought, because you didn't mention this.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So 87 to 90, I did the 3-year diploma in dramatics from National School of Drama, and I specialized in acting. And that's where I met this amazing, Baju Bhai, of course, was my first teacher there. And then I had this chance meeting with Pandit Satyadev Dubey. And I did a play called Chanakya Vishnugupt with him. Vishnugupt. And right after NSD, I opted to do a workshop with him. So after moving to Mumbai, I would go to Ruparel College and attend his workshop. And he was a Kadak person. And he taught me a lot about, not just about the craft of acting, but also about life. And again, one amazing person. So Baju Bhai in National School of Drama was somebody who opened me up, not just about acting, but also about life, about people. And Dubeji was another person who connected me with performance, deeply technical performance. And I would love one of the things that he had, and many people still disagree with him, but I love what he said. He said that acting is no magic. Acting is nuts and bolts if you're a professional actor. And you just have to get it right, and get it right so well that people don't realize that you're nuts and bolts. So he really worked on the craft of the actors. So I kind of really think that he was a great teacher for me as I chose to be a professional actor, not just somebody who's finished, then finished. No. He said you have to keep moving, you have to know what to do, what not to do. Even on a very bad day, you can be amazing because you worked on yourself. So he had this.
A lot of actors in Mumbai actually owe their beginning.
He was another person who connected me with performance, deeply technical performance. And I would love one of the things that he had, and many people still disagree with him, but I love what he said. He said that acting is no magic. Acting is nuts and bolts if you're a professional actor. And you just have to get it right, and get it right so well that people don't realize that you're nuts and bolts. So he really worked on the craft of the actors. So I kind of really think that he was a great teacher for me as I chose to be a professional actor, not just somebody who's finished, then finished. No. He said you have to keep moving, you have to know what to do, what not to do. Even on a very bad day, you can be amazing because you worked on yourself. So he had this.
A lot of actors in Mumbai actually owe their beginnings to the Beijing. Even today, theatre guru, and even today people talk about him, and that's why every year they celebrate his birthday and stuff. So how did this theatre training and life training that you got from these gurus help you in your work in cinema? Because you're not expected to go into such depth when you're
so in fact, just a few years back, another student from National School of Drama sent me a very interesting single line message. Said, NSD ne kahan sikhaya tha ye sab? Because I do many things. As an actor, I moved from Delhi to here to act in Hindi films. Then over the years, I started working across 10 other languages. And then a few years after that, I also started doing motivational talks. After that, I got into vlogging. So I travel, I tell stories of people that I meet. I also do food vlogging, and I kind of relish food on Instagram. Other than that, I do motivational talks, not just for organizations but also online. I do programs for them. So throughout COVID, I used to do mornings and evenings, twice a week, lives to impact life, so that people don't lose hope. So I've been somebody who has really loved to do many things, and it inspires me. It inspires me that as long as I'm alive, I will do something worthwhile. And I've never felt dated, because I've always felt that I'm the vintage of 65, and I am at the vantage of 2024. So the best of the technology, best of the know-how, best of the ways of thinking, best of the needs are available to me. And I have the wisdom or understanding or intelligence or whatever that you may call it. So I am excited about that. And I really think that technology is helping people like you and me to do so many things which otherwise we wouldn't have been able to do.
So when you meet people, apart from the industry of course, you think they are interacting with you as an actor or as somebody they have connected with as a motivation speaker? You may have inspired them, or you may have
so you meet all sorts of people. You meet people who have met you, as they've seen your films. Because I've been lucky enough since I've worked across. So I would say possibly 80% of the Indian diaspora is aware of my face. And then there are people who have now, because after social media came in and I started interacting with it, it's amazing the reach of social media. In fact, thanks to social media, I came alive again. I resurrected myself. Otherwise, I had been a had been. But social media and the power of it has is amazing, and I'm grateful that I can explore my facets. And the thing that I really got with social media is that I can be an amazing actor, I can be an amazing speaker, I can be an amazing storyteller, a vlogger, somebody who appreciates food, shows some people how things are done. I can be a stand-up comedian. I can do whatever that I wish to do. And that is what is so inspirational about life itself. And that's what I celebrate. So for me, sit down Ashish I'll tell you how it is that, after a certain age, people tell you, okay, sit down here, bahut ho gaya, sit down. And that's why I said, I'll take that name. I said, I'll do a stand-up comedy called Sit Down Ashish.
All the best for this new step in your journey.
Thank you so very much. And thank you so very much. It's playing on the 31st of March at the Veda Kunba Theatre, which is right next to the Kokla Ben Hospital at Andheri West. 7 and 9, tickets available on Book My Show. I hope the plug works.